wanted the best will settle for slightly above average. Hey, it's J-Cal, and you are listening to J-Cal's View, a presentation of Alliance-Wrestling.com. I am your host, J-Cal. You can find me on the interwebs on Twitter at First2Third, or if you're following the Alliance at the Alliance blog. Hey, so it's been a minute. How you guys doing? Hope everything's going well for you in your life. I hope everything is doing grand. I'm heading home to my palatial estate in parts unknown, aka I am driving home from work, guys. And since the last time we've talked, I bought a house. Yeah, the 2018 was so kind to your good boy Jay here that we bought a house, me and my family. And so that was really cool. You know, of all the amazing things that happened to me in 2018, buying a house surely ranks highest. We got a new dog, so now we have 3 dogs. My family is growing. Our brother-in-law has moved to California, so we get to see him again. And, the website traffic is starting to improve. You guys, are you seeing the new website? It's been up for a while, but what do you think? Alliance-Wrestling.com. Why don't you leave me a comment? Tell me what you think. Went with a new theme on the WordPress, and I'll be honest, man, I'm really digging it. I'm really excited with the way that the website is progressing. Unfortunately, because there's so much to do and so little time, I've had less time to do creative writing. I've had less time to focus on other projects that had been important to me in the past. But ultimately, you know, I really want to make something special with the Alliance. So, I mean, I kind of had to let some of these things go. That is maybe the hardest part about being a content creator is I want to be everything to everyone, and I know that's just not realistic. So, some self-reflection, I've decided to forego some of my other projects. I'll still be contributing to futureendeavor.net, but I'm no longer head chief in charge over there. I still will be helping out on some of the other websites that I do help out. But my main focus is the Alliance, and it will continue to be the Alliance. With that being said, we're gearing up for a new show, a web show, a podcast, a video blog, whatever you want to call it. Essentially, it's me in front of a camera. And the difference between me in front of a camera and me in front of a microphone is more significant than you think. It doesn't take much for me to pick this microphone up and talk into it. Believe it or not, I enjoy it. I enjoy trying to reach you guys, and you know, if you're listening, I greatly appreciate it. Put me in front of a camera, and well, it's a bit of a spectacle. Turns out I'll never make it in Hollywood because I don't really have a face for a camera. I mean, my wife thinks I'm handsome, but I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to emote, to be in front of a camera. Now, you know, I have had some success in the past. I was featured. I don't want to say I was featured. That's not the right word. I was a part of 2 NWA documentaries. Of course, the first one was the history and tradition of the National Wrestling Alliance. That was done by Michael Elliott. It's still available on Amazon. I think you can watch it on the CZW network, CZW Studios network, or whichever channel that is. I don't recall right now. So that was a good one. I really enjoyed doing that. Got to be directed by my friend who is an actual Hollywood director. Was shot by someone who actually works in Hollywood. And hey, they made me look somewhat intelligent and handsome. The next one was for the 7 levels of hate. 7 levels of hate. Not 10 pounds of gold. Although I've been in one of those. Thank you, Dave Lagana. I've actually been in a couple of those. But specifically, the 7 levels of hate. Of course, I was documenting the NWA at the time. when Colt Cabana and Scrap Iron Adam Pearce were going through their best of 7 series, and the blowback between the NWA and, well, the old members versus the new members, the lawsuit and everything else that took the LLC away from Pro Wrestling Organization and brought it to International Wrestling Limited or whatever it was. Sorry guys, I don't remember. So my time in front of the camera has been fleeting, and my time behind the microphone has, well, I guess has also been fleeting. But I figure the best way to do anything is to have practice. The podcasting that I do now, although limited, was built on the backbone of doing a podcast just about every Saturday in 2010. We were doing podcasts every Saturday. The Alliance guys, we were formerly known as Talk NWA. I pulled the majority of the audio off of the internet because I had a dispute with the place that was hosting it. So I do have that audio. I may put it back up at some point, maybe SoundCloud or something. But yeah, it was a fun run. And I when I say we did a show every Saturday, I think we did one almost every Saturday. You know, it wasn't 52 episodes a year, but pretty darn close. I think we had like 30. So anyways, sorry, I'm reminiscing about the old times, and we're talking about the new times. So the best way to do anything is to actually get in front of a camera and do it. So your boy Jay will start doing I don't really know what to call it yet. I know Adam Rotella, friend of the show, host of the 10 Pounds of Podcast, he does a terrific Q&A every week, sometimes 2 episodes a week, live on YouTube. I'm not sure which format I'm going to go, but I will make it available on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else I can. I had been working on the studio, and I kind of like the way that it looks. Did a test recently on Facebook Live to see how that would look, and I gotta be honest, I like it. So something will be coming soon, probably within the week of the first episode. And I'm still kind of working out the details on that. I don't know exactly what it's going to be. Maybe just a week in review. And I think that's probably what it will end up being. The audio may or may not come here on the J. Cal's View podcast. It probably will, just because I know some of you guys, you don't have access to a computer when you're driving, and you'd much rather listen to a show about the NWA than nothing at all. So why not, right? Speaking of the NWA, kind of exciting. Last night, our champion, the national treasure, Nick Aldis, retained the NWA World Heavyweight Championship in Canada. Now, this is the first time that Nick Aldis has defended the NWA World's title in Canada. Furthermore, it's the first time that the title has been defended in Toronto in over a decade. The last NWA World Champion to defend in Toronto was Christian. From Edge and Christian, or from TNA, Christian Cage. 10-second poses. Christian, you're finally on your own. Christian, the guy who would face off against Abyss for that title. Anyway, so the last time the title had been in Toronto, it was Christian Cage in Impact Wrestling. Now, to that point, I do want to make a note that both, or actually the collective of The Sheik, who I'm not a big fan of, Colt Boom Boom Cabana, and Scrap Iron Adam Pearce all wrestled in different territories in Canada, defending the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, none more than Adam Pearce. And I don't have the information in front of me, but he's on record as had the most modern day defenses in Canada. He clearly blows out of the water both the Sheik and Colt Cabana for title defenses in Canada, but both Cabana and the Sheik did have matches in Canada while champion. And I guess I don't know how significant that is. I don't know how important that is to you guys, but I'm kind of a nerd and I enjoyed knowing these things. And it's really cool to me that now Nick Aldis has defended the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship in a territory of the United States, being Puerto Rico. He's defended the title all over the United States, all over the United Kingdom. He's defended it in Australia. He's defended it in China, and now Canada. So, I mean, when you start stacking up his reign versus somebody like Adam Pearce, there's a lot of significance on where that title's been, who he's wrestled, defended the title against, and of course, like, make breaking ground. Again, the title hadn't been in Toronto in over a decade, and not once since Impact Wrestling had control of the world's title. So, again, I think that's pretty cool, guys. I don't know about you. Say, I saw something else pretty cool today. Someone directed me on Amazon Prime that they do have a lot of wrestling content, which I kind of knew that, but I never really examined it. And it turns out there's a lot of content on Prime, Amazon Prime. If you're a subscriber on Prime, you get the 2-day shipping for Amazon purchases. Speaking of Amazon Prime, you could actually buy the Alliance Blog t-shirt right there on Amazon. And if you have Amazon Prime, you get I don't know what you get, but maybe you get the shirt faster, I'm not sure. But buy the shirt because that would help me out a lot and I'd appreciate it. Plus, it makes you look so handsome or sexy depending on what you're going for. People will respect you a lot more if you're wearing an Alliance-Wrestling.com t-shirt. But back to Amazon Prime. Hey, I just saw a match with Jazz on it. Yeah, our NWA World's Women's Champion defended her title. I can't remember the promotion's name, but against oh gosh, now I forgot the gal's name. I'm not going to edit this in post because, guys, I don't mind making mistakes. I know her name is Jocelyn, but I don't remember her last name. Anyway, she's a new up-and-comer talent. We posted the results on the AllianceWrestling.com website. But Jocelyn's, it was kind of like a documentary style, not unlike the 10 Pounds of Gold, but nowhere near the flash or production values or really the content, sadly. It was a heck of an idea, but the execution sure fell flat. The match itself was okay. I've seen Jazz have better matches, and that's not to say Jocelyn was a poor performer. It just, overall production isn't great. That kind of adds to the match's dissatisfaction. But yeah, I've seen Jazz have better matches. Jocelyn is still very green. She's only 2 years into the business, and she has a lot of potential. I will say that she has potential, and she keeps wrestling matches with talents on the level of Jazz. She's gonna certainly make a name for herself. But this was mostly a pass. But if you're a fan of the NWA and just want to see Jazz defend the title, I think it's pretty cool. I think it was Rebel Films. I don't remember the production company that put it up. But I think it's great that the NWA in any way is accessible by the fans. I think that's a good thing. So if you're on Prime, don't be afraid to go looking for content for wrestling because it's chocked with content. A lot of old school stuff like Continental Wrestling Association and Jarrett's promotion, the USWA, just a lot of cool stuff. And so I would strongly urge fans of the show to check it out. Lastly, as I'm stuck in traffic and notice I've been talking for probably about 10 minutes or so, talked about the upcoming videos that I will post on social media. We talked about the NWA World Champion being in Canada for the first time in 10 years, first time in Toronto in 10 years. Talked about Jazz's title defense. Ring of Honor and the NWA seem to be married right now. Do you think that's a good thing? Do you think that's going to hold the NWA back or help push it forward? Remember, the NWA really got some prominence when Cody challenged Nick for the title at All In. Well, the All In guys are now in All Elite Wrestling, and it would seem to be that Ring of Honor and All Elite are not on the same page, will probably not be co-promoting events together. So what does that do for the NWA? Well, I mean, simple. NWA is working with Ring of Honor. The good thing is that means that the NWA has an opportunity to be defended, the world title, and maybe even the national title, have an opportunity to be defended at Madison Square Garden, which, man, I don't know, the last time the title was defended in Madison Square Garden, I think Dusty Rhodes was champion, and that was a very, very long time ago. So it would be super cool to see Nick Aldis defend the title in Madison Square Garden. It'd be very cool to see Jazz defend her title in Ring of Honor at Madison Square Garden, and it would be very cool to see Willie Mack defend his title at Madison Square Garden. I'm not going to hold out hope for these things, though, because it is a co-promoted event with New Japan Pro Wrestling. And when you start talking about all the titles in New Japan, plus all the titles in Ring of Honor, plus 3 more titles from the NWA, I doubt you're going to see a showcasing of all these champions on one show. But it would be pretty cool if we did. And maybe they'll find a way around it. Maybe there'll be some tag team matches, or maybe we'll see like Jazz team up with the Ring of Honor Women's Champion Kelly Klein to take on somebody. Maybe the titles won't be on the line. Maybe they'll just be showcased. Whatever they end up doing, I'm sure it's going to work out great. And we just have to stay tuned to 10 Pounds of Gold to see what's coming next. Now, we do know, and I'm already making my plans, my arrangements to head to North Kakalaki. Do people call it North Kakalaki anymore? I'm not sure, but we're making plans to be a part of the Crockett Cup 2019. The Villains Enterprise of PCO and Brody King, Southern California's own Brody King, will be at the event, as well as the War Kings. That's former NWA World Champion Jack Stane with Road Warrior Animal and Crimson. And who else? Well, we'll find out next week, and maybe we'll talk about that on the show. So, hey guys, I truly appreciate you tuning in and listening to the show. I know it's been a while. And hopefully we'll get back in the routine of doing this show, this podcast, even more. You guys know you can download this on iTunes. We're on Spotify. Yeah, baby, we're on Spotify. Oh, good Lord. Oh, daddy. Anyways, hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. Remember, follow the Alliance Blog, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Got you covered, baby. Until next time, hey, this is Jake Cal, and I will see you at the matches.